Our favorites, Mark Gurman and Ming-Chi Kuo, are giving us a double dose of iPhone rumors today, so let's just do one big roundup. First, Gurman has essentially put up his summation of what we can expect from Apple through the rest of this year. The headline, of course, is the 5G iPhones, of which Apple is apparently building around 75 million units, according to Gurman. But also, he thinks we'll get a 6.7-inch iPhone Pro, which would be the largest iPhone Apple has ever done. He also thinks we'll see 2 new Apple Watch versions, an iPad Air with edge-to-edge screens, and a smaller HomePod, quoting Gurman in Bloomberg. Apple anticipates shipments of these next-generation iPhones may reach as high as 80 million units in 2020, according to people familiar with the situation. Apple plans to launch 4 new models in October with 5th-generation wireless speeds, a different design, and a wider choice of screen sizes, the people said, who asked not to be identified discussing unannounced products. The 4 new phones will be split into 2 basic and 2 high-end models for the first time, and all will feature OLED displays with improved color and clarity. The 2 regular iPhones will come in a new 5.4-inch size and 6.1-inch option, while the Pro devices will offer a choice of 6.1-inch or an enlarged 6.7-inch display, which will be the largest Apple's ever put in an iPhone. Apple plans to ship the lower-end phones sooner than the Pro devices, according to people familiar with the staggered release strategy. During a recent conference call, Apple said the new iPhones would ship a few weeks later than last year's models, which started shipping September 20th. This year's rollout is on course to be the latest since the release of the iPhone X in November 2017. The new Apple Watch lineup will include a successor to the Apple Watch Series 5 and a replacement for the Series 3 that will compete with lower-cost fitness devices such as those from Fitbit. The smaller HomePod will help Apple renew its push into the smart home at a lower price, albeit with fewer speakers inside the device than the current $299 model. Apple has also been developing a new Apple TV box with faster processors for improved gaming and an upgraded remote control. However, that device might not ship until next year, according to people familiar with its development. The company is working on a feature for the new remote similar to Find My iPhone that would make the TV accessory easier to find, end quote. Lord knows that last bit is very welcome if we ever see it. As for our buddy Ming-Chi Kuo, he cautions that shipments of Apple's mmWave-enabled 5G iPhones could be several million units lower than expected this year and next due to the impact of the pandemic, quoting MacRumors. In a new investor's note for TFI Securities, seen by MacRumors, Kuo says shipment estimates for Apple's mmWave-enabled 5G iPhones are likely to be several million units lower than expected due to delays in the global rollout of mmWave base stations. Quote, we believe that due to the impact of the health crisis, the global 5G millimeter wave base station installation is lower than expected. Therefore, we estimate that the shipments of millimeter wave iPhones in 2020 and 2021 will be about 4 to 6 million and 25 to 35 million, respectively, which is lower than the market consensus of 10 to 20 million and 40 to 50 million units. Kuo's note harks back to a DigiTimes report in June that claimed shipments of mmWave 5G iPhones could be much weaker than expected this year because of a combination of production challenges and the impact of the health crisis. However, that report said shipping estimates of mmWave-enabled 5G iPhones slated for launch this year would reach only 15 to 20 million units in 2020 compared to a previous supply chain estimate of 30 to 40 million units, end quote.